Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. So I've put a Temu order in, the package has arrived and I forgot how good my order was. So I'm really excited to show you what I've picked up. Let's get straight on into the video. So just for reference, I am 5'4" and I'm usually an 8 on the top and 10 on the bottom. Anything that hangs tight around the tummy and hips area, I'll tend to go for a 10. If it's going to be really sort of like clinging material, I'll size up and get a 12. So let me show you my first item because I keep thinking about all the outfits that I can put together with this. And you know me, it doesn't matter how much money I spend on an item, I want to get my money's worth out of it. And I think this is going to be a great one. And it is this gorgeous beige blazer with gold buttons. So it's double breasted. It kind of feels like a wool material. It won't be. It was only £16. I've picked this up in the small and it is all lined on the inside. So I feel like this is super good quality for £16. It actually feels heavy. Now when it came in the bag, it looked super crease and kind of crease where, do you know where it looks like the seams aren't sewn properly and it looks like they're wonky? So I did give this one a steam, which I don't normally do. I normally just pull things out the bag and show you. But because I've been so excited for this one and I was a little bit nervous about it not being right. However, it is perfect and I can't believe the quality of it actually. So the back is plain, it doesn't have a slit or anything up the back. It's quite a basic blazer, but I feel like my wardrobe is full of browns and creams and neutrals and pumpkin colours, even now as we move into sort of November time, and I just thought this was absolutely lovely. The buttons on it aren't too shiny either, and I thought for £16 there's loads of different ways that we could wear this, even just with like leggings and a jumper and then throw this over the top if we're going to go and get coffee. Like I always say, I work in an office but I also have to go down to warehouse as well, and when I go down to warehouse, okay, I need something comfy that I can move in, but then when I'm back up in the office I kind of need something a little bit smarter. So this will be the perfect item for that. So yeah, really happy with this one. It's kind of like this lined material. I didn't mention that before, so it's kind of got like a beige and like, oh, I want to say it's not white, like a cream material running through it. It is, honestly, I am so excited for this. I cannot believe it was £16. I'm so excited for this blazer. I absolutely adore it. I feel like it's going to give my cream jacket that I wear all of the time a little bit of a rest, and it means I've got something else that I can throw on with my leggings and it looks smart enough. In fact, my favourite way to wear this was with just the exercise leggings. I think I'm going to wear this more like it's a coat than it is an actual blazer. Although I did pair it with the wide leg trousers, I did like that. And then I did like a jeans and nice top sort of vibe. So it goes with lots of different outfits and for many occasions, which you know is very important to me. The thing I would say is I thought the stitching was a little bit dodgy on this side. Can you see this crease here? I didn't get that out with the steamer, but I think once it's hung up for a little bit it will be absolutely fine. It feels like it's going to be really warm. It's very thick and I just cannot believe the quality for £16. I love that the buttons aren't too shiny, and I think it's going to go with most items that I have in my wardrobe, and it's one of those things that I know I'll throw on and feel really smart wearing. So yeah, I am very happy with this and highly recommend it. It's probably one of the nicest things that I've bought off Temu. Another thing that I really like, which I nearly forgot to mention, is that where it comes down to on me is kind of just below my bum, which I appreciate because if I'm wearing leggings I want something to cover that area, and it's also more flattering for me being a pair because it kind of skims it over my hips and just kind of helps to like elongate my body a little bit. So I feel like it makes it look very stylish. So yeah, huge thumbs up from me for this one, but it's a good start. So I feel like I may have gone a little bit crazy on the jackets and coats with this one, but I think with living in the UK and the weather being cold all the time, like most of the time you can only see your outerwear, so I think jackets and coats are actually really important in the UK. So I got this gorgeous one, and it is this kind of like plummy red burgundy colour, checked with kind of, it's more like a cream background on that, so it's not a really stark white, which I think is perfect. I think it makes it look more expensive than it actually is. This was £15 as well. I went for the small in this as well. The buttons are like tortoiseshell buttons as well, so actually I think this is finished off really nicely. So it's buttoned up to the top, and then it does have padding, not very thick padding admittedly, but thin padding on the inside. Now the padding on the inside is quite shiny actually, so I would have preferred that to be more matte. However, for £15, it's got pockets, which again will be good for dog walks. I think this is going to be a really good layering item. Now, I don't think this is going to be, like I said, a particularly warm piece, but if you are nipping to the shops, and you know what it's like in the shops, the heating is on sky high, it's super hot, but then you're cold going back to your car, this is going to be a good one. I think the material is going to be super soft, so when you are driving, like, you're not going to feel restricted or anything. So I thought this one will go with jeans. I feel like this kind of reddy plummy colour goes really nice with blue jeans, but I've got some grey jeans that I might pair it with as well. I think this one will see us through sort of to like spring into summer as well, with it being more lightweight. Like I said, this time of year it will go lovely layering up underneath. You can wear loads of different colours with this. I even like green with this sort of colour as well. So yeah, lots of different ways that we can wear it, and I'm very excited that it's got the pockets on the front. These are just so handy when you've got kids, by the way, because my kids just like to pick up acorns, conkers, anything like to collect for like their pictures and stuff, and my pockets always end up like chock-a-block full. So I've got pockets for that sort of thing on here, and I just don't think it can be a checked pattern. It's such a classic, and it's kind of quilted on the outside as well. I'm not sure you can see it on camera, but I'll do a little bit of a close-up there. It is a little bit quilted, so it's kind of a modern take on a classic. I love the look of this jacket as well. I just knew this was going to be good when I pulled it out of the bag. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not going to provide you with much warmth. It is another layer, but it's not like a coat, to be honest. It's more something that like I could sit in the office and be okay, or like pop round to somebody's house and actually sit in the house with this on. It really doesn't provide much warmth, but I do absolutely love the look of this. Now, the colour could be a little bit difficult to pair with, but I think it's going to look nice with all colours of jeans. I was even going to pair it with some light blue jeans, and I feel like that would kind of lighten it up sort of in springtime as well. And very rarely do I say this, but actually as well, the coat looks just as nice done up as it does undone. So I'll show you. I probably won't do all the buttons, but if you do get a little bit of chill and you want to break that wind up, it still looks nice done up, because I do find sometimes jackets like this, they look nice undone but not so nice done up, and I'm always a bit cold, especially if the wind's about, so it would just help to break the wind up a bit. But like I said, you might want a thicker jumper under here. There is plenty of room to put a thick jumper, by the way. I've only really styled it with this white one, but it would look equally nice with black. And then in terms of the fabric, it's really soft on the outside. One issue is, and this might irritate some people, so I'm going to call it out, this is a little bit noisy, like a little bit crinkly. So if you're bothered by the noise of something like that, then you won't like this jacket. However, I can forgo that because I love the style of it. So yeah, another thumbs up from me, especially for the price. I think it's just a nice way to add a little bit of an autumnal winter look to an outfit, and it still feel classic. And I'm not very good with prints, but I feel like a check print is quite easy to introduce into a wardrobe, particularly if you've got loads of good basics. Now, I don't know if you'll remember, if you watch any of my other hauls, I did a Primark haul and I saw this really nice kind of like brown style, Barberish style jacket. However, I had to get a medium, and then it looked way too oversized, and when I went back in, of course, it was sold out. So I found a replica on Temu, and this one was £16. So I think this is actually cheaper than the Primark one. And this one is a little bit more quilted. It feels a little bit thicker actually than the Primark one. And it's got this lovely brown colour with the brown padding as well. It's got the buttons down the front. The only thing with this one actually, I've just noticed, it doesn't have a zip. So this is buttons, which can be a little bit of a pain when you've got kids and you're picking them up, because they do tend to unbutton. But it's got really nice big pockets for like the lead and stuff, if you do dog walks like I do. I just think this will be a nice one, again, to throw on if you pop into the shops. Again, it doesn't feel too thick if you're going to be driving in it, which I just feel like is really important at this time of year. I find it really hard to find coats that are comfortable to sit in the car and drive, and I think this one is going to be a good one. I don't know if this is going to fully go with my colouring actually, but I'll try it on. I'll style it up in lots of different ways. Now, on the inside it is lined, and it has got all the piping details like all down here on the fastening, and it also has it around the pockets as well. Now on the sleeves it just comes into a cuff here, but you know what, for £15–16, isn't this good? And then it has just got a lovely sort of, might be coming up on black on camera, but it's actually a dark brown lining in as well. Again, I probably don't think this will be the warmest coat going, but like I said, most of the time I'm not walking to a place, I'm driving somewhere, popping out, running around the shops, doing the school run, etc. And to be honest, I get so hot on the school run because I'm carrying multiple coats, multiple lunch bags, multiple other bags, any like art they've come back with. Literally, I feel like I need a trolley. I feel like the little trolleys need to come back in fashion, like really stylish trolleys, because I need one on the school pickup. So yeah, stuff like this is perfect. Although again, school run always tends to rain. This doesn't have a hood, although this is waterproof, so just bear that in mind. Damn it, I really like this coat as well. I wasn't expecting to like all of them this much. This one, I actually really like that it's got more of a modern feel to coats that are normally like this. So it's got that really kind of like, well, I'll say that it's off the shoulder. Yeah, it's a drop shoulder here, which gives it kind of this round look. But I feel like it gives it an oversized look without it actually being too oversized and too boxy or anything like that. Looked great with leggings, didn't it? Which is just like a big tick for me at the minute, because I feel like that is what I live in constantly. Again, I think it's giving that Cotswolds sort of vibe, just going to the countryside but feeling smart, dog walk vibes. And again, you can literally just wear jeans and a t-shirt and this looks good. So it's one of those outfits, if you're like me and you have to be really efficient in the morning, you don't have to think about. This one does, by the way, provide a little bit of warmth. I'm not going to say it's going to be super duper warm, but if you, like I say, if you are just popping to the shops or something, this will be warm enough, especially if you can put a thick jumper on underneath it. And again, this one has plenty of room to do that. You can see that in the sleeves there. I think if you was to put a jumper on, it's because of those drop shoulders, it's got enough room around the back. Again, it's very easy and movable. It doesn't feel stiff or anything, and it is just finished off really nicely actually. I am so surprised with this. Can't believe it's £16. I think even the Primark one was about £10 more than this. And I love the fact that it's got the pockets at the front. I think it just adds a nice detail, and I always love putting my hands in my pockets, particularly on a cold day, because if your hands are warm, and I feel like if your neck is warm, then you are good. Oh, and also thick socks as well. So yeah, it's another win, it's another win. Let me break up the haul with a couple of accessories. So the first one is this bag. Now, I really wanted a suede brown bag. I love that addition of texture to an outfit, particularly in winter. It just makes outfits look so much more cozy. So I went for this one. However, I mean, it was cheap. It was only £6 or £7, and it's a very decent size, lovely colour. However, the quality of this is not good whatsoever. So just a word of warning if you do like the style on this one. So if I turn it round, you can see that it's leather, and I feel like it's coming up quite nice on camera. But in reality, I think the leather is a little bit too shiny. It's a little bit too thin. I think you could spend not much more from maybe Primark or something and maybe get one that feels a little bit nicer. The suede on this feels really rough. It does feel kind of poor quality, although saying that, it's got a gold clasp and it's quite big on the inside. I just wish that this side was a little less shiny. It is kind of too shiny for what I'm going for, which is a shame, because that side would be okay. I would forgive the roughness of this faux suede if this wasn't so shiny, but it's kind of giving plastic bag vibes, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I think I'm going to be sending that one back. But I did pick up some shoes, because I know that these are really on trend at the moment, and I didn't want to spend if I wasn't going to wear them very much. So I've gone for these square toe little ballet flats, and I'm really going through a phase of basically only wearing trainers, and I feel like I need to up my footwear game. And I don't know, I go through phases with fashion, like especially shoes, where I really like the shoes that are on trend and then I really don't. And I'm going through a like don't like the shoes that are on trend at the minute. However, I thought these were quite cute. My only concern is that this one looks like it's been a bit squashed, but I'm sure it'll be okay when I put my foot in it. They feel super soft. I think that's the thing. I'm actually better with cheap shoes, because sometimes expensive shoes can be a bit rigid. These feel like they're going to be super soft and comfy. I'm not saying they've got loads of padding in. They've got a little bit actually, but I thought that colour would go with everything, and they're quite feminine, and they are the square toe type. So again, just kind of like a modern twist on a classic. And like I said, I've always loved a ballet flat, but yeah, I've been struggling to pair, so I feel like this kind of shape, like the ballet shape, might be easier. I will say as well, this is actually Velcro, which I'm not sure is going to be a good idea actually, because I've got quite narrow feet, so I'm not sure that's actually going to hold my foot in place, but I'll let you know. Also, can I just mention the shoes, because I thought they weren't going to work 100% with this Velcro strap. Oh my god, these are so comfortable and really easy to throw on. I know that I'm going to wear these a lot because This is so easy to do. It's so much easier than having to buckle anything. And the Velcro itself is actually quite strong. So when I'm walking around in the shoes, the Velcro isn't popping off or anything. The colour is fantastic. It seems to go with all the outfits that I'm trying on. So yeah, these will definitely be a keeper for me. No, I feel like dresses aren't in as much at the minute. I feel like it's a lot of trousers and jumpers and baggy wear. However, I cannot resist getting a dress. So I picked up this gorgeous polka dot number. Now this is long sleeved and it's pleated. It's probably going to be a midi maxi on me. And I actually just loved the shape of it. It was very much giving me Kate Middleton vibes, but on a Temu budget. And I love the colour. So I really want to add more pumpkin colours to my wardrobe. I think with having ginger hair, I think this kind of goes. I'm hoping it goes. But yeah, I thought this was gorgeous. It's not too orange. It's actually quite a burnt orange. And then it does come with a kind of fabric belt. They have actually finished it off better than some of the belts that you normally get from Temu, because they have put fabric around the buckle. But I just love the pleating on this. My only concern is that, oh, I was going to say, I wonder why they've done that. This part is white, so when if the wind blows you're going to see white, which is never really very nice, and the material does feel cheap. However, I feel like we could layer this with like tops like this, maybe more of like a nudie colour, and put underneath to like warm us up. Yeah, the only thing is it is white here, so if the wind does blow you are going to see that instead of like a nice orange lining. However, they have put an extra lining in by the looks of it, but not all the way down. I'm just trying to figure this out. Is it? Yeah, they put an extra lining in, but it only comes to sort of midi length, that lining does. So maybe it will give a little bit more warmth. And then the top, oh, the top also has the lining as well, which is good. Oh, so I take that back. The arms don't though, so they're going to be a little bit more sheer. But that does make it a good transitional piece. And you know me, like I said at the start of this video, we like to get our money's worth. It doesn't matter if we spent a tenner on this dress, we still want to get our money's worth out of it. And I think this dress was about £11, £12. So yeah, really nice. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a few, like the stitching obviously isn't as neat as if you was to go to like Marks and Spencer or something, but I think we can forgive it because overall it does look very gorgeous, and I'm hoping it's going to be very flattering and cinches in right here. Nicer on than I expect it to be. For how cheap it is, there is loads of fabric on the skirt, and it's kind of just like really swooshy and feminine as you walk. It's one of those where as you walk it actually looks better than when you're standing still, which is very rare for an outfit. I love the colour of it. It is not too bright or too dark. It's just the perfect orange tone. It feels so smart. Now it is a shirt dress and the buttons go all the way to, I haven't got them all the way done, I've got one left open at the bottom, but that bottom one sits just below my knee. So if you don't like showing loads of leg, then you can button it all the way down. However, if you do want to show a little bit of leg, you can button up a little bit higher depending on where you're going. Look at these sleeves, how gorgeous are these? This drop and this cuff, it is so pretty. Now, one issue that I do have with the dress is that they have not put a button where the elastication is here, which means if you wear it without a belt you can see your belly, unless you can pin it or add another button yourself. I would, to be honest with you, I would ditch this belt. The belt is really cheap and flimsy, and oh, it's just a shame they haven't done it in a bit of a stiffer fabric, but again that would have put the price up. It's not horrendous, like it does just blend in, so that's fine. But if you've got like a nice brown belt, I'd put that over the top because it would look so pretty. This is one that you could literally go to a wedding in. Oh, you could wear this around Christmas time, when you're baking. Actually, even on Christmas Day you're gonna have loads of room for your Christmas dinner. It's so lovely, and the skirt itself feels really heavy. Like I said, it is lined on the inside, which means it's not see-through or anything like that. If you don't like your arms as well, it's not particularly see-through on the arms either. So yeah, I was worried about the fabric being a little bit cold. It wasn't too bad. There is a few threads that you'll probably need to cut off, like you can see here. There's a few like threads that they've not snipped properly. But apart from that, the overall look of the dress is 10 out of 10, and I cannot get over it for the price. I loved it with the flats as well. I think this could be a really nice office dress if you've got an important meeting and you want to feel comfortable. And I think it looks way more expensive than what I paid for it. It doesn't look like Temu at all. Oh, I also did get some jeans off Temu as well. This may be the first pair of jeans I've got off there, I'm not sure. But I've been loving, you know where they've got this seam down the front? I just think that is so flattering. Well, it is on the models. I always say that. Sometimes I get a bit carried away, and because the models look good in things, I forget my own body type and colouring and just buy things like I did with the leopard print dress from Marks and Spencer. But we will try these on. I'm hoping they're going to be super high-waisted. I went for a medium in these just because I always need a little bit more room around my hips, butt, thighs and tummy. I just love the wash of the blue as well. I feel like that's a very good blue for this time of year, but again, transitioning over. And they have got a slight flare to them as well. I had to admit, I've been loving the bootleg jeans. I've got a couple off Halara, and they're like stretchy ones. I live in them all the time because they literally feel like I'm wearing leggings. These are more thicker jean material. These were £11. They've got the pockets at the front and they've also got pockets at the back. So they are like a classic jean actually. Under here, there isn't any sort of like badge or anything detailed under here. So you won't be able to tell where you got them from. And then they've kind of got like a little bit of a turn up detail at the end as well. So yeah, we will try those on. But overall, they look very nice. The jeans are nice, they're quite trendy actually, but I do feel like the seam in the front does elongate your leg, which I need all the help with that. The jeans come up to around my belly button area, so they are high-waisted for me. They feel really comfy, they've got stretch in them as well, which is perfect, especially for a thicker jean. So these will be nice to keep your legs warm when it gets colder. I would say they are the perfect length on me as well. They're not dragging or anything on the floor. I can wear my trainers, but then also I can get away with wearing a kitten heel, and to be honest with you, I'm not going to wear a heel much higher than that. So perfect for that. Now, what I will say is, if you're a pair like me, with these being a little bit thicker on the bottom, they do add a little bit of bulk. I prefer bootleg that are a bit more like the legging material that Halara do. But I do really like the style, and these feel a little bit more trendy than my other ones. So if you do like them, they are really nice. Yeah, and they are a lovely blue colour, and they do go with everything, including this blazer. But everything goes with this blazer, so yeah, definitely a keeper. So the next item I've got, I haven't got anything like this in my wardrobe, although you're looking at it and probably thinking it's just a cream beige jumper, surely you have. But it is one of these kind of like ballerina tie detail jumpers. Now, I don't know how this is going to work on the old bra area here. I'm hoping it's not so low cut that I've got to wear something underneath it all the time. I'm hoping that it comes across and is quite conservative, because I have to admit, I'm not somebody who likes to show loads of skin actually. But I love the colour of this. It's kind of an oatmeal colour. It feels soft enough. It could be a little bit irritating if you are super sensitive, but I think generally you'll be okay. I went for this in the small, so I'm hoping this is going to fit nicely on the shoulders. I think with these sorts of tops, it has to fit nice on the shoulders for this area to fit. I don't have the biggest boobs either, so I haven't got anything to help me. But yeah, I'm hoping it looks pretty. And again, these tops are just very feminine, and you can definitely pair them with smart trousers or jeans. And just pop, I think this colour goes lovely with gold, and I love my earrings, so I'm thinking this with some jeans and some earrings, like if I'm popping around somebody's house or we're going for a pub lunch or something like that. So yeah, I feel like this is one of those tops that could be really hard working in the wardrobe if it looks nice on. I will say I probably could have done with steaming this because everything's a little bit creased because it has been sat in the bag, but I like it. So yeah, I'll try it on and I'll let you know my thoughts. Now, finally, something that I'm a little bit unsure of, so my bank balance will really thank me for this. Now, it's not horrendous, this top, but I'm going to be honest with you, when I put it on, I was struggling to figure out how to tie it. I could have just looked at the picture, but I really just did not have the energy to do that. And I know in the morning, I'm not going to have the time or energy to faff around with this. So yeah, the material is okay, like it isn't the softest material. You don't have to wear anything underneath it though. At least it does cover your bosom if you don't want, you know, everything exposed, which I don't think any of us want everything exposed. So it does cover, it's a lovely oatmeal colour, but I would say that, like, you see these bits aren't actually finished off very well at all, so you could chop them down if you did really like it. But to be honest with you, this top is just too much faff for me, and I almost don't like it enough to faff around. Like if I'm in love with something, I will give it a little bit more time, but with this one I'm not willing to do it. Although the sleeves are nice as well, like there is some good points about it, but just not enough for me to be like, I'm definitely keeping it. And that was it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I shall see you in my next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.